Hey, what's up guys? Today we are here at Tomales Bay Oyster Company. This is the oldest oyster company in the state of California. Now let's explore the history and buy some oysters and taste it. Let's go! Tomales Bay Oyster Company is located by the bay of the same name in Marshall, California in the United States. The farm's history is closely tied to oyster farming in the Bay Area. Originally inhabited by the coastal Miwok, who called the Tomales Bay as Tamaliwa and relied on native oysters called Olympias as a food source. European documentation of the Miwok dates back to Sir Francis Drake's 1579 voyage. In the mid-1800s, many Miwok who survived the Spanish missions returned to their ancestral lands, engaging in oyster farming, fishing, and ranching along the bay. In the 1860s, California's gold rush spurred a population boom in San Francisco, increasing demand for affordable protein like oysters. The small coppery-tasting local oysters were unpopular, so oysters from Washington's Willapa Bay were introduced. The Transcontinental Railway enabled the import of Atlantic oyster seeds from the East Coast, boosting the local industry. Canneries were built, and canned oysters became a nationwide staple. By the 1880s, San Francisco Bay was the nation's sixth largest oyster producer, but pollution from population growth threatened the industry. This led the United States Fish Commission to consider Tomales Bay, with its clean waters, as an alternative, establishing the first oyster beds there in 1875. The railroad was crucial for transportation to and from Tomales Bay, fostering the growth of oyster farms on its east shore. Key establishments included Eli Gordon's Pacific Coast Oyster Company in 1907, the Morgan Oyster Company in 1909, and the Gilbert Oyster Company in 1910. Eli Gordon planted about 450 acres with East Coast oyster seed and established the bivalve station on the North Pacific Coast Railroad line. In 1909, they acquired the Morgan's holding and rebranded them as the Tomales Bay Oyster Company, or TBOC. Between 1920 and 1957, TBOC was owned by Mr. Gress and managed by Oscar Johansson. In 1928, the California Department of Fish and Game collaborated with TBOC to introduce Pacific oysters from Japan. After several years, TBOC developed a high-quality oyster that became the West Coast standard. Oscar Johansson, his wife Jean, and their son Edward worked for the company from 1926 to 1988, with Oscar eventually becoming the owner in the 1950s. The company built a 7-mile oyster fence from north of the current oyster company to bivalve near Millerton to protect the oysters from bat rays, which could decimate the crop. During this time, they harvested oyster using rakes and tongs into boats or barges. From 1969 to 1976, Gordon and Ruth Sanford leased the oyster beds from the Johansson, running the business as a family operation. At that time, oysters sold for 75 cents per dozen in the shell. In 1977, the American Shellfish Company took over the lease and successfully experimented with single oyster cultivation, known as clutchless oyster raising. In 1988, Bill Wilson bought the company and introduced wet holding tanks with UV and sand filters. He used rock and bag as well as stake and sock growing methods. She found some, but we put it back. Drew Alden managed the company and eventually purchased it from Wilson. From 1989 to 2009, Alden owned and operated T-Bach, eventually developing the tip bag technique, which shaped oysters into a distinctive cup shape he called the Golden Nugget. In 2009, Todd Charles' friend purchased Tomales Bay Oyster Company, or T-Bach, with support from friends and family. He revitalized the company and improved the picnic area for visitors, perfecting the floating farm method and expanding the growth area by adding his own 61-acre lease at the north of the bay. T-Bach was Todd's lifelong dream, his white whale. Tragically, in 2017, Todd died in a boating accident on the bay. His daughter, Heidi Gregory, along with Catherine Irving, took over the company, maintaining much of the original farming crew that worked with Todd. And today, we are here to buy some oysters. You have to bring a cooler before they sell you any oysters, so it's mandatory. So here are the prices, and it's cash only. Overall, T-Bach is a cornerstone of Tomales Bay's maritime heritage, embodying a blend of history, economic contribution, environmental responsibility, and community involvement.
Two pounds naman yung clams. Shrimp?
Alright, sir.
You get 50 cold nuggets?
50 nuggets?
Yep. Ano ba nung orange, tomato, lemon mo? Tagalin mo na. Actually, what kind of sauce would you recommend with it raw?
Hot sauce, hot sauce. Hot sauce and hot sauce.
They really have sauce about it.
Thank you, sir. They even have souvenir merchandise. So we are here at the nearby park, Millerton Park, and since they don't allow eating outside by the oyster company since the COVID, we're gonna try it out here. Okay, let's go! Hey guys, now I'm gonna teach you how to open an oyster.
Don't embarrass yourself.
Hey! It's always good to learn, you know, you can learn with me. Since this is my first time opening an oyster. So I got this from Amazon, only $12.
Who said?
Let's try another one.
Here's one. So try to find like the lip and pry it apart. God, this oyster is strong. Oh shit, masisira yung Swiss Army knife ko. Here, lagay mo yung ano mo sa loob. Oh, here. You take over.
Yeah, see, like this. You find the lip.
The lip.
You'll find the lip. Find the lip and then just open it up. Plug it in there. Yeah, oyster.
They are alive. Kasi nagre-react eh.
And you put some lemon in it.
Give me some lemon. Definitely. Fishy.
It tastes fishy. Tastes fishy. I'm hungry. Tastes fishy. Well, it tastes like lemon since we put some lemon in it.
Kind of an oyster. I figured till I'm blue, so now I'm asking you, what kind of an oyster? That's a question I would like an answer to. A piece of cheese annoys the mouse annoys the cat annoys the dog annoys your Sunday hat. But what kind of an oyster when an oyster's in a stew? Oh, what kind of an oyster? I've asked each one I knew from here to Kalamazoo. What kind of an oyster? That's a question I would like an answer to. Now simple things annoy a lot of simple.
So that's it for the history of the Tomales Bay Oyster Company and us tasting some oyster. Until next time, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Bye! If you like our videos, please click thumbs up for like.
Hit the bell to subscribe.
Please comment.
And don't forget to share!